John Sagancic Jr. Here.
Kathleen Richards. Here. Mira Kresovic. Here.
Gary Grosvenor. Here.
Let's stand and do the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a gentleman in the room. Are you here because you'd like to say something?
I just want to hear
Minutes.
about water on St. Martin's Road.
Okay, well, that's just one of the items that'll come up.
Okay.
The only item, I think. Okay. So there are no citizens' comments and there is no correspondence, so we'll get right to the action of the evening. A, St. Martin's Road Water Main Extension bid review and recommendation to Common Council.
So we received the bids last Thursday. I think they're competitive, better than thought we would receive. We did have a open house type forum last night where residents could come in and learn more about the project. We had 6 or 7. 6 residents come in. We discussed things, had conversation. I don't know one way, lean one way or the other with it.
But everybody left informed.
Yeah, mayor was here, so. So after reviewing everything, and our recommendation to see in the top section that was base bid with just the water main, no laterals, and the second base bid plus mandatory bid 2 with the services. The complete project is 501,977.00. That would be with the complete job, and that's our recommendation. Do every.
Question? New to this, I'm just going at personal experience. My only concern is you're going with the absolute lowest bidder. You have, I didn't bother, because of the way the motion was written, I didn't bother to search any of the companies. I figured you did that. My only concern is that they may lowball or, do something and then come back and say, oh, that's been my personal experience, is they come back and try to get more money. Oh, excuse me, this is what you bid for, so that's it.
Being that, well, all the bidders are more than qualified.
Okay.
They're all known in the city, respected. I mean, they've basically, I think everyone on there has done work here in the city. Benton is going to be doing their first project, but they're all good contractors. We learned from, and I mean, between first and second, I mean, it's, if you saw $150,000 difference, that'd be, but Globe is respected. And we learned from the sanitary project, we just bid recently, that companies are looking for work, and kind of in our favor right now with the climate of not a lot of projects, and they're aggressive.
If you're confident with them,
Jesse, don't we have something in the ordinance that we have to go with the lowest bidder?
State law with regard to public works project requires that anything over $25,000 lowest responsible bidder.
okay,
They have to qualify as responsible.
okay.
And
Thank you
Globe
for
has
that
worked us
clarification.
numerous times. Is there anything you want to ask a question or?
I just had to, I don't know if I need to stand, but I was concerned, we got a notice a month ago about this project. And we looked at Wisconsin DOT, there is no road work scheduled. And I was concerned, are there fire hydrants going in? Now there's a bike path going in. And then it's like they're starting next month. Where did this all come from?
Okay,
But I can take the lead on that unless, go ahead, John.
That's that, you state your record.
Yeah, my name's Chris Heller, 9555.
thank you.
I saw your questions, remember them all. So the bike path is a separate project that was already moving forward. The state project is, the road project is a project that they're working on. I can't really speak to why you can't find it, but I can definitely get that information and link to our website. We should have that information.
I can comment on that real quick. We had a meeting today with the DOT. So they're asked the question, when was their first PIM, public information meeting? It was apparently back in June of 2022, library. And then they're not quite ready to post anything online yet, but soon the plans will be available. They're also looking to set a date in mid-March to have a public information meeting, a second one, at the library for all the residents and businesses that are involved in the project. So more yet to come, but it will be happening this year. If you notice, they already start clearing and rubbing the trees along the route. The work has actually started.
And, you know, the power company, the poles, in a year, not found. They cleared a lot of trees. I mean, working on it. It's been nothing but construction on our whole road over it. And now you're gonna tear up for houses.
Which is not unusual. If you have a state project with utility relocates, it usually takes a good year to ahead of the actual road construction. So it's pretty difficult, but it is a lengthy process. But the whole job should be done by this fall.
And where's this water main going to?
It's on West Martin Road from Pewds to Elm Court.
From the water tower.
It's part of the transmission main that feeds the tower, correct?
Who's
It helps for redundancy, the overall system, overall water system.
16 houses responsible?
To be determined. City does have an assessment policy.
Seems like we're taking care of a whole new development.
So this is standard, special assessment practice standard. It's part of our ordinance since, what was it, 19 something?
Forever.
Forever.
The last update was 1998.
Okay. And
It was updated this year.
I just know
With regard to the water tower, from when you're right next to the water tower, see water.
It's all happening.
right,
Fast
because
and Furious.
this
We're
is
not
something,
getting any notice. Oh, by the way, you go.
No, I think your wife was here last night, wasn't she?
Yes, you would.
And I explained it for a whole
I'm
30
being
minutes.
calm. She's hot.
Oh, well, she was hot last night. And I mean,
know
we
she was.
discussed it,
That's why
but
they come.
she was also, like, there's some are being, and I'll open up the table, John Nelson, mayor, in case anybody cares. But the thing was, and Mr. Chair, if you want me to continue, I will. If not, I can speak to the gentleman outside. But this is item number G1 tonight on the agenda. G1. So I'm not going to go into all the shebang I did last night, but I will off record here because they got a meeting to go to.
Yes.
And but as far as this is G1, this is something that we're not going to say why it took so long. We're here today. And how do we fix it? Is it going to go on the backs of 16 residents? Not on my watch, and that's what I'm arguing tonight, and how it's going to be handled. And I explained it to her for at least 35 minutes last night. There was 4 ladies here that live on West St. Martin's Road of the 16, and we discussed it in great detail. And she didn't share all the details with you because I left at 4:35 to go to a school board thing, and they continued. But yeah, this is not just something that Nothing to see here, folks. Everything is transparent, everything is out there, and I disagree with the ordinance. We'll talk about that tonight. We have methods in which it should be done. We've got staff that don't agree with everything. This is going to be up to the common council, voting of 6 on how this goes. If it's a tie, then I get to vote.
I'd be happy to get the map for you when we're done.
I have
Before
one
you-
here if he wants to look at it, and then I can.
I don't know how much you wanted to spend on this, but whatever.
No, I mean, that was a.
We'll get you everything you ever want, for sure.
And I can say that we realize that this is very fast. We're not trying to sneak anything through or push anything through. Unfortunately, this was a portion of the overall water system project that was missed. And we being, many of us are relatively new and came in after the water tower project started. And so this was identified recently, and with WISDOT and their project for the street, we either have to do it now or we have a blackout period of time of several years before we can look to do it again. And then by that time, we are restoring a road. We are restoring a pathway, which essentially will make it, the expense will be double what the city would normally be paying at a minimum. So, we're trying to do what we can to make sure that our water system is strong, and creating this redundancy provides reliability to all water users.
Yes, sir.
With regard to the timing, if this proceeds as a special assessment project, out there in the normal, the way it's under the statute and municipal code, and the way it's been practiced here, there, and everywhere, governing body, the common council, makes a decision. This is a public project. Should it be financed by special assessment? Then there are multiple steps that have to be taken. That's state law and the City of Franklin code, where in terms of notice, we just got a notice, et cetera, the council has to make a decision forward. Then they adopt a preliminary resolution, direct city engineer to prepare a report with all of the information, and all of that becomes publicly available. And then, as part of that process, all the interested property owners give a notice, because they may come and speak at a public hearing on the subject. That's the way it works. Then the council makes a decision whether or not to do it. So technically, that hasn't even started.
Right. Yeah, to the city attorney's point, this, while it does feel rushed, is the beginning of the special assessment process. There are many steps that are required
That
first.
did feel right.
Yeah, no, and I understand that, and that's the sentiment, and I wish it wouldn't have been like that. It's really, the situation is out of our hands, and we're trying to do what we can that makes the most sense and costs the least amount of money, and that is trying to get this piece, this section that was missed, get that in before WISDOT does their work and before the pathway. At some point, regardless, it has to be there.
I understand.
And it appears that our timing is good with the cost. Bids that we've gotten, it's a good time to do it. That doesn't help you, but it helps the city. Okay, we only have one item that we need to handle tonight. We have the recommendation from staff.
Sure.
Just with regard to this project, I heard what Elm Court is it? Buttes? Okay, Elm Court is south of Buttes. And so the pipe is proceeding somewhat southeasterly. And they're already Ryan Road, etc. or Oakwood maybe, their public water mains west there.
Are you
Goes
referring
down.
to the ability to hook up elsewhere so that
Right,
way this
well-
does not impact them? I don't think that there is that water source that's, that they would be able to hook up to without running the water main.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about in general, in terms of serving, we've heard southwestern quadrant. There is already public water out there, correct?
This will go down, tie into what now goes down 92nd Street.
Okay, so 92nd Street is already there, so this,
This is,
because of a state project, and it's much more efficient, put it in now before the state rebuilds the road, and then you have to dig that up, et cetera. So this is really a connection to serve the property between where it is to the south and where it is to the north, correct?
capacity, yes.
Okay,
In addition, to having done the fitting whole water.
as always. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions?
Okay, yeah.
Based upon staff's recommendations, the board needs to do some action by making a motion to recommend to the common council to award St. Martin's Road, South Hunter Street, water main extension project to Globe Contractors in the amount of $501,977. $501,977. Is there a motion to do so? Is there a second? The motion's been made and second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Anybody opposed? Just check.
Sorry, I could have done that. I didn't know that general feeling, so I'll make sure we'll ask for the future. Well, we don't have a record meeting tonight, but darn close to it. We need a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn?
Well, you jumped on that one, didn't you?
Do we need a second?
I'll second.
You don't have to
Okay.
ask
All
her
those in
twice.
favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Not that I
carried.
can blame